Hi, my name's Eve. Today I'd like to talk to you about the subject of digital labour and effect, and why this is important to the advertising industry and why your agency should be aware of it. As a newly successful and forward-thinking agency, it's important to stay ahead of the curve when it comes to contemporary issues in advertising and digital media. This way, you can show an awareness of things that could be affecting your clients and their consumers, and possibly alter certain aspects of campaigns and strategies depending on the issue. So, what is digital labour? Digital labour is any interaction that someone has with an online platform. So things like scrolling, liking, and sharing are all forms of digital labour. These things are more recently being referred to as labour because, to quote two key researchers in this topic, the dominant capital accumulation model of corporate internet platforms is based on the exploitation of these online interactions. The issue is that the work of online consumers is purposely unacknowledged while companies are continuing to grow from it. You may be wondering how this is relevant to the advertising industry. So much of digital advertising is based off of targeting internet users specifically based on their online activity. So the advertising industry relies on digital labour in order to sell products. Certain campaigns and strategies can also exploit digital labour. For example, user-generated content campaigns use content created by online users for free to build brand reputation or sell a product. There is also an issue of advertisers trying to play down the work done by online consumers in order to make a brand or product more appealing. The common rebuttal in the debate of digital labour is that it is fair on the consumers because they are gaining a fun social experience online in exchange for their data. However, when you compare it to socialising offline, there is no one monitoring or profiting off of your behaviour, so it's clear to see how online interactions are very different. This is why it's often been referred to as play labour, and why the exploitation of it is often not consciously felt. So how might this relate to your agency specifically? One of your most well-known campaigns is for the dating app Hinge, where you create the slogan, "The dating app designed to be deleted." Dating apps are a great example when talking about digital labour. Consumers spend huge amounts of time creating profiles, scrolling through accounts, and making conversations with potential matches. They require a lot of effective labour from their consumers in order to be successful. Effective labour is a huge part of digital labour, and is also one of the main reasons why it is not viewed as payable work. Theorist Joanna Oksala defines effective labour, saying it is the labour of human contact and interaction, which involves the production and manipulation of effects. She says that its products are relationships and emotional responses. It's clear to see how dating apps require this kind of labour even more so than other online social platforms. The slogan, "The dating app designed to be deleted," is an innovative idea and has been successful at setting Hinge apart from other similar dating apps. However, I would like to suggest to you that the reason why this campaign works so well is because it's actively minimising the digital labour that goes into the use of the app. Focusing on the end result of deleting the app is appealing to consumers because it distracts them from all the work that happens in between. Users of the app could spend huge amounts of time trying to achieve this desired result, gaining success for the company and their profits, but end up being completely unrewarded for their digital labour. Minimizing the role of immaterial labour has been a trend in capitalist society since before the digital age. Kylie Jarrett compares digital workers as being in a similar position to traditional domestic workers, using the phrase "the digital housewife." Domestic work has always been essential to capitalist production, but goes unacknowledged and unpaid because it does not produce tangible products, and it is traditionally a female role. Jarrett describes domestic workers as an unpaid workforce that is reproducing labour power, meaning they nurture and care for the labouring bodies so that they may continue to work in a capitalist regime. We can see similarities between these two forms of labour. Online platforms and apps reproduce the social, which results in profit, meaning that people's natural social and emotional behaviours are being used for corporate gain without them even really knowing it, because corporations are actively trying to dismiss these contributions. So in a way, the attitudes towards digital labour can highlight the attitudes towards other forms of unpaid labour, mainly those that are historically carried out by women. It's possible that you or other agencies would not even consider these points when creating campaigns or targeting certain audiences. This is because it's so deeply ingrained that being online and using social media is just a fun social activity and completely detached from the corporate working world. However, many researchers are now seeing online activity as being an extension of the working day, because social media has allowed for the whole of human existence to be involved in creating value. I think it's important for agencies such as yourself to see how digital labour can represent a new moment of capitalism and offering the potential for new kinds of politics. Instead of creating campaigns and brand identities that try to ignore and minimise the role of digital labour, advertising agencies should show an understanding and awareness of this issue. It's possible that digital labour will never become paid work, but as more people are understanding this topic, I think it would be beneficial for consumers to not think that they are being cheated or lied to if corporations simply show an awareness of their contributions to their profits. Thank you for listening. This is everything I have referenced throughout the presentation.